Hello everybody and welcome back to the realm. Last episode we finished building this tower, and this episode I want to make a bamboo and a sugarcane farm, and it should actually be pretty easy. For bamboo all you need to do is just put it on the ground like that, and sugarcane's a little bit more difficult because you need to put it near water, but I mean, now that we have this down, all we need to do is wait for it to grow and then we can harvest it. I'm just kidding. We're not going to make a simple farm like that we have to do manually. No, we're going to make an auto farm. And I want to put it in this space underneath my base. This is also where we have the lava farm. And I'm probably going to need to dig out a bigger area. But one thing that I want to check is, like, if I can hear a minecart going around from down here, because I don't want to be just in my base and then hearing a minecarts go around. So I can hear that if I go up to this floor. Let's see if I can still hear it. And I can, so what I'm gonna do is dig down until I can no longer hear it, and then I'm gonna build it at that level. So I actually decided to do a quick little test in a creative world, and so I just made that same setup right there and started going up, and even when it goes away, so it's out of simulation distance, and I don't know if you can hear it, but very faintly I can hear it still going around, so I don't think I'm gonna dig down that area anymore. I am gonna dig it out to expand it a bit, but I'm not gonna do it with the goal of not hearing the minecarts. Alright, so I dug this space out, and I actually got a new mic in between recordings, so hopefully that's sounding good. I think it makes my voice sound quite a bit different actually, but I think it's a lot better than my headset mic. Anyway, yeah, I dug this space out, and this part is going to be for the sugarcane farm, and then down here this is going to be for the bamboo farm. It's a little bit smaller, and you'll see why once I build it. What I'm going to do to start this off though is just by putting in where I want the sugarcane. This is where the dirt's going to be that it's going to stand on. And I don't want to block myself in there quite yet. And then basically here, this is where all the water's going to go. So we're going to have our water up here. I have a nice little, what is this called? Infinite source. Yeah. I have a nice little infinite source of water right there. And then along here will be the sugarcane. I'm probably going to have glowstone above it or something so that it's always lit and it stays lit up. But for now it doesn't really matter. And I also need to make this little channel over here. And one thing that's important to know is that it's good that this is a block off the ground, because I'm going to need to take these rails and put them around here so that then we can have a hopper minecart go around and collect all the sugarcane that's broken and collected from the farm. Also, I am going to be extending it out to 10 blocks. I didn't do that on this side. That's not good. Anyway, I fixed that by extending it out a little bit. And now what I need to do is put a bunch of pistons facing this way. Basically, the purpose of these is that they'll extend and break the sugarcane, and then it can be collected by this hopper minecart. And it's basically just going to be the same thing on both sides. Then once I get that in between them, I'm going to need a layer of dirt. And what this dirt is going to let me do is make them so that basically what's going to happen is there's going to be an observer looking probably at this piece of sugarcane right here, and whenever that observer goes off, then all of these pistons will fire. I've seen people do it where they have an observer above every single piston, but I like to do it where I just have one. I actually built a sugarcane farm in one of my other worlds that was single player, and I did a test. I did one half of the farm with all observers. It wasn't connected like this, it was two separate farms. One half was all observers and one half was just one observer, and it seems to me like the half with just the one observer actually whoops, I put that on the wrong way, was actually yielding more sugarcane than the half that had more observers. So I'm just gonna have it with the one right here. And I'm probably just gonna put cobble up here. Sometimes you can put backwards furnaces and it looks pretty nice that way, but I'm not really doing anything cosmetic down here. This is just purely functional. And that way, let's say for example, I grab these. Well, one just disappeared into the water. There we go. Say for example, this grows. Yep. The observer noticed that, all the pistons extended, and it knocked that sugarcane out. You may have noticed, though, that it got knocked all the way out here, and in order to fix that, I'm going to need to put glass over top of this water so that it can't get shot out too far. Alright, so I've added in the glass, and also I decided to put glowstone along the top just to make sure that the sugarcane was well lit enough. Also, I waited to make sure that it did grow so that I knew that it could grow and that I didn't just block it off for no reason. And I left it open on this side so that I could just continue it this way, continue placing the sugarcane this way, and that I wouldn't have to break through the glass because I hate having to do that. Also, now that it's actually growing, I think it might be a better idea to have all the observers up there, so I think I'm probably gonna go in and replace the cobble up there with observers. And here we are with the observers above every piston. The sugarcane was just taking a long time to grow, and I realized every single harvest might actually have more sugarcane if I only had one observer, but more harvests are actually going to happen if I have multiple observers, and I feel like this way it's just going to be better. So once we harvest all this, then I'll fill this out and finish putting the glass in. But what I want to do now is work on the bamboo farm, which is basically going to be the exact same thing, except we don't need any water for the bamboo farm, and it's also going to be a bit higher. So sugarcane can only grow 3 blocks tall, bamboo can grow really tall, so ivy right here can go 5 blocks up. And let's just make sure that this is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that's exactly how I wanted it. Whoops. Oh man, there we go. That already grew. That's kind of insane. Oh well. And now these should grow. I think bamboo does grow pretty quickly. I don't know if it's actually supposed to be the sapling or not, so I guess I'll break this and then just re-put down the sapling. And yeah, again, just like I did with the sugarcane, once this all grows up and I harvest it, then I'll put it on this side. And just like I did with the sugarcane, I'm going to need to put in some rails here as well. So everything's pretty much the same up until you get to the part where you put the observers in. And that's because right here you could just put the observers right above the pistons, but here they're a couple blocks above. And that slightly complicates things. It's not really that much more complicated, but it is a little bit more. And so I'm going to take my redstone and put it along the top. This will just let any observer, I only have this one here right now, I'm going to put other ones up, but this will just let any observer activate a redstone torch that I'm going to put down at the other end. So here we are, just fill that up. Down here on the end of this block, what you're going to want to do is grab a redstone torch and place it like that. Then what you can do is we're actually going to want to bump this up even further. Then we can get, here, let's see here. This is going to go back a block even more. Not sure why that was flickering. I think it has something to do with the fact that there was blocks there. Okay, so we get this in, And then we put... That is not the right spot. Okay, there we go. Put the redstone torch there. Place this down. And then we place a redstone dust on top of there. And that torch is powering this redstone dust. Then when we put a torch there, this activated redstone dust is gonna turn that torch off. And now, if I stand here and activate this observer, it activates and it pushes out the bamboo. So that's how you do it there. Slightly more complicated, but not too bad. And yeah, that should be picking that up. And I'm also going to need to add the glass like I did. Alright, now we have all of the observers and glass added in. And at this point, the bamboo farm and the sugarcane farm are pretty much done. I do want to point out two problems that I noticed though. One is only with the bamboo farm, and that's that sometimes the bamboo can fall on top of the bottom stick and it won't get picked up by the hopper minecart, which is not that big of a deal. It's just one bamboo, and I don't even think it happened on this side. Yeah, it didn't even happen over here, so you're not missing out on much bamboo. And the other issue, I'm pretty sure it can happen over here on the sugarcane side of things. I haven't seen it happen, but I did see it happen over here. If it lands in this exact corner of the dirt block on any of the sides, it's not going to be able to get picked up by the hopper minecart, which is a little annoying, but again, not too big of a deal. You can actually just pick it up through here if you see it happen. But I don't think I'm missing out on too much. I've just barely been down here, and we already have 43 bamboo in there. And I don't think that we have as much sugarcane. Yeah, we only have 4 here, but as you can see, it's steadily growing. So I'd say that these farms are done. So I was gonna have the episode end there, but I noticed that NumberZero actually gave me some of the gear that I lost in the nether. He enchanted up some iron armor and an iron sword and gave it back to me. And I think that's really nice that he did that, but this looks really cool, especially from down there. Let's see. If I go outside, I noticed it when I was coming back from collecting some sand. And from outside of my base, it looks really cool. So even though that gear is technically for me, I think I'm going to leave it up there just because of how awesome it looks. Yeah, I was coming from this way, and you can just barely see it up there. But I just think it looks really cool, and I don't want to take it down. And I even might put some more armor stands around my base and make some more statues like that and sort of decorate it like there's some guards or something like that. Like I could maybe have on the outsides here, I could maybe have people with bows, or I don't know, just really cool that he added that in, and I wanted to show that. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I'm glad that I added some more farms down beneath my base, and hopefully we get a bunch of sugarcane and bamboo from them. And if you enjoyed the video, oh, that's nice. I'm in with the sheep. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like, and if you want to see more like it, please consider subscribing. Anyway, that's about it, so I will see you in the next one.